How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we have some crazy Pokemon Unite news. We are finally getting our very first bug changes and balance changes to come to this game. I'm so very excited because currently there are some characters that are absolutely broken. Zeraora, Gengar, but let's get right into these balance changes and see what's in store for the future of Pokemon Unite. One quick thing before we begin, you can check me out on twitch.tv/InderpandaPlays, where I do live stream Pokemon Unite every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday from 2 to 8 p.m. Eastern. So, in this update, we are getting bug fixes, we're getting text fixes, and we're finally getting a spectator feature. This is going to be huge for the future of Pokemon Unite esports, considering this game is probably going to have such a huge esports scene as there are already tournaments going on. Unite Victory Road is one of the ones that comes to mind right away, and I'm very excited to see where the future of this game holds. So starting off with the character balance changes, we have Charizard. Charizard's Flamethrower, the cooldown has been reduced, and the effects on opposing Pokemon have been strengthened. So, when I was reading through this earlier, I believe that effects on opposing Pokemon mean burn damage, poison damage, how long they're sleeping for, how long they're stunned. I'm not too certain, but to me, that's what that means. So, Flamethrower, cooldown reduced. Effects on opposing Pokemon have been strengthened. Fire Punch, effects on opposing Pokemon have been strengthened. Fire Blast, cooldown reduced. Effects on opposing Pokemon strengthened. Hopefully, with all of these effects being strengthened and the cooldown being reduced on some of Charizard's moves, maybe we'll see a couple more Charizards here in the future in actual games. Next up, we've got Talonflame. Acrobatics, damage dealt to opposing Pokemon increased. Aerial Ace, damage dealt to opposing Pokemon increased. Aerial Ace Plus, which is the upgraded version that you get past level 10. I don't know exactly what level it is for Talonflame, but you get it after you get to a certain level, and you can level up that ability once more. Damage dealt to opposing Pokemon is increased as well. Fly, damage dealt to opposing Pokemon is also increased. I'm very excited for these changes. Talonflame was one of the characters I played during the Japanese stress test, and Talonflame is an absolute blast. He's one of my favorite speedsters to play, and I'm very excited to see more Talonflames here in the near future. Venasaur, Sludge Bomb, damage dealt to opposing Pokemon increased. Effects on opposing Pokemon strengthened. Petal Dance, move upgrade. Solar Beam, cooldown reduced. Unite move, Verdant Anger, damage dealt to opposing Pokemon increased. I'm very excited for these Venusaur changes. One of my buddies is a huge Venusaur player, or at least he was until he realized Venusaur isn't that strong. And hopefully with these changes, Venusaur will become a lot stronger. I'm really excited to see that cooldown reduction on Solar Beam, as Solar Beam has quite a large cooldown already. Absol, basic attack bug fixes. Night Slash, damage dealt to opposing Pokemon increased. Sucker Punch, damage dealt to opposing Pokemon increased. This is actually really surprising to me. I expected to see some Absol nerfs, and maybe that's just because where I am, I'm hard stuck expert, and there are a lot of Absols where I am. They just stick to the jungle, and they absolutely dominate late game if we can't control them, which most of the time we can't. Wigglytuff, the following stats have been increased. Defense, Special Defense, and HP. Double Slap, damage dealt to opposing Pokemon increased. Effects on opposing Pokemon have been strengthened. Sing, effects on opposing Pokemon strengthened. Dazzling Gleam, bug fixes. Sing, effects on opposing Pokemon strengthened. To me, this sounds like they're keeping it so that way you are asleep for longer, which is horrible for people that aren't playing Wigglytuff, but great for people that are. So let's hope you have a Wigglytuff on your team. You know, considering this is all if these balance changes really mean anything. If Zeraora or Gengar are still dominating the meta, you may not see Wigglytuff. Eldegoss, Cotton Guard, cooldown lengthened, HP restoration decreased. Cotton Spore, cooldown reduced. Effects on opposing Pokemon strengthened. This move's defense, special defense increase has been strengthened. Unite move, Cotton Cloud Crash, HP restoration decreased. Considering Eldegoss is the only healer, to my knowledge, in the game, then it's really huge to see all of these HP restorations decreased. Eldegoss's Unite move was, in my opinion, one of the better Unite moves, considering Eldegoss went up to the air, became invincible, came back down, healed everyone around her, and then proceeded to knock back enemies. It was, in my opinion, one of the better Unite moves, and I'm excited to see how this changes everything, considering the HP restoration has been decreased. Cinderace. The following stats have been decreased. Basic attack. Blaze Kick. Damage dealt to opposing Pokemon decreased. Feint. Move downgrade. Pyro Ball. Damage dealt to opposing Pokemon increased. I'm excited to see these Feint changes because Feint is, in one of my opinions, one of Cinderace's best moves. Feint sucks to fight against because he just goes invincible for a short time and you really can't do anything about it. So considering this is move downgrade, I wonder if that means that they are going to increase the cooldown or decrease the amount of time that he's invincible, which he's not really invincible for that long. So I don't really know what this means and what they're going to do with it. If it was a cooldown lengthen, they would say that because they haven't the other abilities. All right, next up, my favorite changes. As a Gengar abuser myself, I'm excited to see him finally get a change that he needed. Gengar, basic attack, bug fixes. Shadow Ball, damage dealt to opposing Pokemon increased. Hex, move downgrade. Dream Eater, move upgrade. So, as I mentioned, we do not know what the move downgrade and the move upgrades mean, but I'm hoping that it's something good. I'm gonna be honest, I'm sick of seeing Gengars everywhere. I don't know what it's like in those higher ranks, but down here, if you get sludge bombed, you're just dead. Just accept your fate, you won't survive. Zeraora, Spark bug fixes. Wild Charge, damage dealt to opposing Pokemon increased. Cooldown reduced. Unite move, Plasma Gale. Damage dealt to opposing Pokemon decreased. I'm kind of shocked by these changes. Not, Spark, Shock. Hey, forget about it. Right? I'm kind of shocked by these changes. I was really expecting to see a Zeraora Discharge change, because in my opinion, Discharge is one of the best AoE abilities in the game currently, and considering they haven't really touched that yet, it's kind of worrying to me, because like I mentioned, Zeraora Discharge is, in my opinion, one of the better abilities in the game, and that's really all I see when I'm fighting Zeraoras, so who knows what they're going to do with that. I'm sad to see these next changes, but Cramorant. Whirlpool, damage dealt to opposing Pokemon decreased. Dive, damage dealt to opposing Pokemon increased. Whirlpool was, in my opinion, one of the best starting moves for a character. Maybe I'm just biased because I am a Cramorant main, but Whirlpool was ridiculous. All of that damage over time was huge. I am excited to see those dive changes because as of right now, I don't take dive. I take Surf and then I take Whirlpool. So, I'm sorry, I take Surf and then I take Hurricane. So maybe these dive changes will be enough to make me actually want to swap off of what I usually use. Machamp, basic attack bug fixes. Cross Chop, damage dealt to opposing Pokemon decreased. Close Combat, damage dealt to opposing Pokemon increased. This is going to be interesting because as of right now, all I see is Cross Chop Submission Machops. So I'm kind of excited to see some more Close Combat because Close Combat during the stress test was the move that I took a lot until I realized how much I enjoyed Cross Chop. So Close Combat's going to be really interesting to see. Lucario, Power Up Punch bug fixes. Bone Rush, bug fixes. Greninja, basic attack bug fixes. And last but not least, Alolan Ninetales Snow Warning bug fixes. So that's it for the Pokemon Unite first patch. I'm really excited to see how this shakes up the meta and what it's going to be like actually playing the game when these changes go live on August 4th. Is there any Pokemon that you're surprised didn't get a nerf? I would love to know in the comments. Personally, I'm really surprised Pikachu did not get a nerf, as in my opinion, Electro Ball is huge. Electro Ball homes onto you and does a massive amount of damage, especially, well, I was going to say early game, but Electro Ball's huge just in the game. I'm very surprised to see that they did not nerf Pikachu at all. But if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe, check me out on twitch.tv/AnderPandaPlays, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.